Today is the 16th of October 2022. This is Chief Abundance. I believe I can be heard. Please indicate, are you hearing Mr. Abundance, or should I put in my microphone? You're welcome. And I can see that the audience was there before I came along. I also want to acknowledge
end zone. So the James Webb Space Telescope, I just did a fast calculation.
I pulled up the ambassador.
We'll go back to the 7-yard line.
Yeah, I'm hearing a radio. Somebody's playing a radio. Okay, all right. I think that's a ambassador there. Ambassador, you're welcome. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you very much. Good evening, Chief Abundance.
Yes, excellent. And I just want to welcome the folks that have joined us. They have tuned in, and we're talking about TACC, Diaspora City, and the future of what is in store, and also what the world has in store for us as well. Because yes, TACC has plans, but the world also is planning. And while we are sleeping, while our focus is not while we are not being focused, the world is being focused. And so we have to realize the times that we're in and understand the times that we're in. You see, I promised to do a video, but I will allow you to greet the house, and then I will put the video on for a short while. I know the last time I played a video and YouTube, as it were, want to take down my channel. I don't know why, but greet the house, Mr. Ambassador.
Okay, hello one, greetings to our viewers out there in the global community of Chashans. It's a pleasure to be with you. Those of you that have been watching my broadcast, I will always remind us that this is one of the best times to be alive, and this is also one of the worst times to be alive. So depending on where our frequency are you resonating on a high frequency, a positive frequency? Are you vibrating on a negative frequency? We in TACC, we are on a positive frequency. We are building because we know we are at war. So we need to be prepared. We need to prepare ourselves. And the only safest place we can recommend for our people right now is blockchain and cryptocurrency. So it's good time to be here, and thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. And I am going to, while you were there, I was also bringing up the folks that are there. Director Blessing, you're welcome. Juliet, good evening from the UK. You're also welcome. And so we have Dijon Uphill, Abundance Junior. So you are welcome. I'm going to now go to share the video here. Let me go. You know, it seemed like StreamYard has strange settings on me. Let me see what is happening here.
Is it the share icon?
Yeah, there's no share icon here.
So just I think just type on present, the present icon
okay.
down.
Okay, that's right. Yes. You know, before it used to be right there that time you can actually see
it used to be very low.
But they actually they all right. So I think that we actually now I'm now sharing the screen. So let me go straight ahead.
The UK government will soon be introducing fundamental changes in how money works. The changes are being planned by central banks around the world, including the UK's central bank, the Bank of England. These changes, once introduced, will affect everyone.
So what are these changes really about? The changes being proposed will mean that you will no longer have full control over your spending. In fact, what they are planning is the replacement of money with something which is fundamentally different. Therefore, it's not just cash they want to remove from the economy, it is money itself. Pay attention, because if the new monetary system is allowed to happen, it will be very difficult to reverse and could mark the beginning of the end of human freedom. In order to explain the changes that are being planned right now for your tomorrow, let's explain a little bit about how your money works today. Let's imagine that John decides to buy his daughter a birthday present from Argos. He chooses the product he wants, then pays £50 using his debit card. You might think that £50 is immediately transferred from John's bank account to Argos's bank account. But this is not what happens. A record is created showing that John's bank owes Argos's bank £50, and John's account will even show that the money has left his account. But the actual transfer of funds does not occur at the time of purchase. John's £50 purchase is one of about 50 million UK transactions that occur every day. And although in each case the account may show that the money has been transferred, the actual movement of funds between the banks only occurs once every day. Every 24 hours, all the payments made to and from each of the UK's 300 plus registered banks are added up to determine how much each bank owes the others. The Bank of England, which is the central bank that all other banks in the system are connected with, derives the total amount that each bank owes and is owed for that day. The Bank of England then intermediates and exchanges funds between all the other banks. So the Bank of England does not know anything about John or the £50 he spent on his daughter. John's money is just a tiny part of a huge transfer of funds. This means that the only organisation that can see what John does with his money is his own bank. The central bank cannot see what John spends his money on or when he spends it. And John's bank is under an obligation not to share details of his spending with anyone. This means that, rightly, there is a good degree of anonymity and privacy over what John decides to spend his money on. This, in turn, means that a government or central authority, such as the Bank of England, cannot directly restrict John when he uses his debit card, because it has no visibility of what John is doing with his money. If John had paid for the present with £50 of cash, then the purchase would be completely anonymous. Nobody, including John's bank, would know what he had spent his money on. So cash transactions are truly anonymous, and debit card transactions have a high degree of anonymity because only your bank can know about them. So what is this new system? The name of the new system is called Central Bank Digital Currency, or CBDC. It sometimes has other names, such as smart money. Here's how it works. Let's imagine that John, again, decides to buy his daughter a birthday present from Argos. His mobile phone has a smart money wallet or app on it, from which he pays £50 for the product. The app communicates directly with the central bank, the Bank of England, and the money is transferred from his digital wallet to Argos's digital wallet in less than a second. The transfer of funds occurs at the time of purchase, and the transaction is recorded and approved by a centralized computer system on a centralized blockchain. A blockchain is a special computer program that records information very reliably and cannot be amended. The centralized computer system runs continuously and can deal with hundreds of transactions per second as they occur throughout the entire economy, processing all of the public's purchases being made by millions of digital wallets. This sounds fantastic and is so much quicker and simpler than the old system. But there is a fundamental difference, which is that all transactions are centralized in real time as they happen. In other words, one system will be able to know about every single digital transaction in the economy as the transactions occur. This is the critical.
I don't think that is the it's not the end of the video, but it
Yes.
stops there. Yes, it's not the end of the video, but it stops there for some reason.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm actually yes, it's not the end of the video, but nonetheless, I will get a chance to play it again. I'll have to take it from, I guess, from YouTube itself. I think that's just a short video. But the whole idea
I've sent it to you though.
Huh?
Just
Yes,
now.
but it will take some time. It will take some time for what the link itself, the YouTube
No,
link.
the complete video.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it will take
No,
some
not the
time to
link, the
download
video.
on my system. But nonetheless, the whole idea that the allegedly the central banks around the world are basically now trying to put expiration date on money, because the video continue how and when you'll be able to spend your money and what you can buy and what you cannot buy. I mean, it is more than physical slavery, because and what are they going to be using? They are going to be using the digitalized system, government central bank system, where everyone will be required to have their e-wallets. Because that is how you'll be able to receive money, and that is how all the businesses will be aligned. And not only that, you don't have the luxury of going out of your community to buy anything. In other words, you are basically sanctioned. You are basically sanctioned to your location. I don't know what that is. What kind of a world that they're thinking of. I mean, there's nothing objective. There's nothing pleasant about that system. Total control. But again, we have allowed our leaders so much leverage because we blindly follow them. That's what it is. And they realize that they need to work through the two systems that governs the world, religion and politics. Because that is how they can work to get the masses into their control. But again, as citizens and individuals, we have to look at these policies that are coming, because they will affect you. When COVID-19 came, did the supporters of the governments around the world, were they allowed not to wear masks? Were they allowed to travel because they support the party that was in office? No. You must realize that when the big boys send down instructions, color and support doesn't matter. You have to toe the line, whether you are for or against. That is it. And so you have to look beyond politics for once. You have to look and say, but hold on a minute. What is this thing? What is in it for me? You will not be able to even grow your own food because where you're buying it from will be controlled. They will only allow to sell it to people who have license. You will not be able to go to send your children to school, or you yourself, if you're in university, you will not be able to mix, to go to the market, to travel on a bus or a taxi, except they say that you are and certified that you are vaccinated. So how do we look at a system like this? How do we, as a people, just sit back and allow these things to happen without an alternative? Is the time has come for us to use the escape route that the infinite has given us, because every situation he always make a way of escape. He have done it again and again. And so the abundance community coin that was introduced, and Ambassador, I wasn't at the training, but I always review the training materials, and Dr. Boaz, and the director of training yesterday, as usual, they amplify, they continue to go uphill in TACC with the analysis of how we react and who we are. Because don't forget, we are studied, and they were able to touch a lot of areas, especially our mindset. We want a lot of things to happen, but what are we doing? We may have entered cryptocurrency, we may have been given wrong information, yes, but what are you now doing? Somebody may have, and to be honest with you, a lot of people, they were honestly sharing the information they thought they knew. They did not do it to deceive or to mislead. I remember when I first started cryptocurrency, the first thing you will hear when you're sharing cryptocurrency is the coin on CoinMarketCap. Is it there? And if it is not there, it's not a coin. If it is not there, it's not legal. If it is not there, it is not worth looking at. That is what drove me to investigate. And you yourself went and did your research on CoinMarketCap. And our findings showed that there are a lot of coins that not only on CoinMarketCap and Binance, because they said, we need to go on Binance. If we don't go on Binance, then if we don't go on Binance, this, and if we don't go on Binance, but there's so many coins, including on CoinMarketCap, including Tetla Luno. They all was on CoinMarketCap. But look at it today, a stable coin. Millions have lost their money. And businesses, and even today, all of us are suffering in the crypto space because of the debacle of Luna. We are still feeling the effects and the shocks around the world. So we are now saying the time has come for us not to fight the existent reality, but to create a new model. You confirmed the other day, Nigeria hosted a crypto summit where the government participated and not one person of Nigerian color was being presented. The same
Not one
goes to
single
my
individual.
the same goes to my country of Antigua and Barbuda. The first cryptocurrency that was created, and probably the only one so far in Antigua, in the Eastern Caribbean, in the wider Caribbean, cryptocurrency, globally recognized, 3 exchanges. And we have the Calvinier and the Rajaver came in, grandsons of our slave masters, and they were given rights to our land again, because no matter where we turn, we must be second class and third class. We must be enslaved in our own country, economically, socially, psychologically,
Spiritually.
and spiritually. That's it.
Yes.
So, I mean, Ambassador, help me. What am I missing? What am I missing in this picture here? Maybe you can help me. You can say abundance, okay, you're not seeing this thing right. Or abundance, you know you have it wrong. Or abundance, look at it this way. I mean, help me. You have lived all your life on the continent, the richest continent on
Yes.
earth, with the poorest people on earth. That too, I am still trying to find the mathematics. Because I'm not so good. Maybe you are better in maths than me, but I was very bad, and I still cannot
Yes.
find the equation with all the resources that here, with all the bauxite, the iron, the rubber, the copper, the gold, the diamond, everything, and yet still, talk to me, Ambassador. Tell us what is missing.
The thing is, sometimes between 2019 to 2021 December, I began to realize that there is no single thing on this continent. There is no single institution on this continent that is fully controlled by black people, or even owned by black people. Like, I became scared.
Have mercy.
I was even our religion, the mental aspect, like the religious aspect, the spiritual aspect, it's not our own. The institution of finance, we are not controlling that aspect. Government mode of governance is not ours. Education is not ours. I mean, sir, it is scary when you begin to understand that nothing. Africans import everything. Everything we are that we are making use of on this planet is not controlled by African. The technology, the internet, as it is now, if Zuckerberg, Amazon boss, that is Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Twitter, if he says he doesn't want black people to use their platform again, it is on for us. I mean, it will take us some time for us to create what is ours. The Chinese have TikTok, they have their own social media. Every race have their own social media. It is only Africans. We don't have any single thing we can hold on that will have total control over. I mean, it is scary, Chief. It is scary when you know what is happening. It is scary. We don't control anything on this planet. And yet, we are the most blessed people. We are the wealthiest continent on this planet. Everything on this continent that is made to manufacture all the goods made by Amazon, Apple, is coming from Africa. And the other day I saw things that were used to make iPhone. I saw the outer space was made by Chinese, that is hardware, and the software was made by United States. And the other aspect, is it the battery? I don't know, was made by Japan. And the other aspect was all were Asian or European countries. And they said everything that was used to make this iPhone was gotten from US. But in reality, the cobalt, the coltan, all I got in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Have mercy.
But Africa wasn't recognized. So, and now coming to cryptocurrency, Chief. all the dominant cryptocurrencies on the coin market cap from 1 to 100. There is none of these cryptocurrencies that is still being controlled by black people. We don't own anything. And our people are still, we are not being meaningful. We keep running to things that will give us quick returns, and we keep comparing. And forgetting to know that it is individuals like you and I that have built all these platforms.
That's correct.
Countless times. It is people that did this. It is individual. It is men. It is women. We can do it. We can do this. So it is when sometimes we don't even know what to say, because where we even start from. But again, we must start something. We can't just we must start something. We can't just sit idly by at least, right? So let's start something. That is why we in TACC, we have set our life. This is what we choose to do. We are standing in the gap. We might not have the skills, the knowledge, know-how for now, but we are building. We might have some challenges, but we are building, and we continue to build. I mean, if I'm not building, then what will I be doing, Chief? With what I've known now, when I know that I'm nothing on this planet, I don't control anything, I have to build what is mine. I have to build what is mine. So it's that we build or we die. That's it. We don't have any option. We're not free. We are not free. If anybody says Africans are free, it is a bloody lie. We are not free. No black man is free. No black woman is free. And the only thing that can give us this freedom is money.
That's it.
It's
That's
money.
it right there. That's it right there. You know, it is really amazing that when you look at Africa against countries like Canada, when you look at even the France and Germany, England, what resources do they have?
No.
And they have permanent seat in the UN. Look at Africa. Not one country in Africa is a permanent member.
No.
And we think it is okay. It's not okay. And the suffering of the Nigerian, the Cameroons, the people from Togo, the Togolese, can be felt in every country in Africa. It's the same. It's the same cry. So what will it take for us to realize the system is a scam?
Complete scam, Chief. Complete scam. A to Z.
The system is a scam. You elect leaders every 4, 5, 6, 7 years that promises better. What have you gotten? There are countries right now where government workers are not paid for over 6 months. Working, they have not been paid. It's the other day I spoke about Ghana bowing to the IMF and the World Bank for money, as if that's all what they're in there to do, to the president to borrow. You know, as if it is their portfolio. You know, and so Tiashans, that we have to think outside of the box now. What has politics gotten you? When I was in Cameroon, that's where I got my wake-up call. When I was traveling from By the way, I mean, when I enter the airport, I have never experienced nothing like that in my entire life. And that is when I begin to take note, because the experience there was nothing that I've experienced, and I have traveled. I don't like to travel ambassador, but I have traveled and have touched down on many airports, but nothing like that in Cameroon. And when I was traveling from Bamenda to Bafoussam, and I saw the condition of the roads, but more so when I saw children that were traveling for miles to go to school on the dusty road, and the buses and the trucks and the cars, all of us have to wind up our windows. And when you look back, you cannot see who's behind you when you pass. Those children have to walk miles in that dust, that when they reach to school, you don't know who they are. They're unidentified. That thing still leave a lasting impression on me. And when I went to the market and I saw the garbage as high as this building, and the people are selling as if nothing is wrong, I said no. I said no. When I see how things were being done, I was shocked. I got a shock of my life, because I am not a youngster, but there were certain things that were being performed that I've never witnessed in all my entire life. The last shock I think I got is pongers of stones. That one is new to me in this day and age. And so what is it that we can do? What is it? Because it's not correct. We have normalized poverty. We have normalized unacceptable standards. We have normalized theft-free. A matter of fact, the more they steal, we promote them. We promote them. And so maybe that's why some people will not want to come into TACC, Diaspora, and City, because those things will be a thing of the past.
You know, Chief, the thing is, in Nigeria right now, the airport is so choked up. The two airports in Abuja and Lagos is too choked up. People are running away from Nigeria. They're either relocating to Canada, US, or UK. You know, it's getting scary. People, like the situation is, and I ask myself, if all these people travel, who will fix the problem now? They're just running away. How far can you run?
Have mercy. You know, somebody's saying that England has nothing but coal, and yet our sovereignty is the richest in the world. Can you imagine? Nothing but coal. You have gold, you have diamond, you have bauxite. I am saying to the global community of TACC, you may not be able to spend your TACC in the supermarket, buy cars now, enter into hotel room, pay for your cable, buy gas. But in the community, in the city, in the TACC Diaspora City, TACC will be the principal cryptocurrency. Hold on to your coin. Every idea starts stupid. Every big thing today were laughed at yesterday.
Sure, Chief. Very true. They're still laughing. They're still laughing.
When the idea of sending packages around the world in 24 hours, that was laughable. When the idea of sending email around the world. Internet of Things, it was a laughable thing. Every invention came with resistance and looked stupid. But look at what we have become as a result of the changing in technology. TACC was an idea. The diasporan city is an idea. Twitter, WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube, Yahoo, they all were only ideas. Only ideas. But today, we can't live without them. Who will do it for us? Look at what is happening. As I said, which one of the countries in Africa is a permanent member of the Security Council? Which one? Can any of the African country, can you go to Europe without a visa? Nigeria, can you go? Ambassador, can you go to Canada? Can you go to France? Can you go to London without a visa?
I think even some African countries.
That's it. You can't go anywhere into Europe without a visa. You know, I think somebody has infiltrated I'm blocking those things there. You can't go nowhere without a visa. We are laughed at. Is this what we want to pass to our children? Are we going to tell them, you know what? We were around when the greatest system of wealth creation was introduced. And yes, we saw many were made into millionaires and billionaires, but our color, we could not, because we were being stupid. We were being idiots. We were too caught up fighting each other. We were too caught up trying to protect our slave masters. We were too caught up promoting what they have because we felt that they had our best interest. They didn't have it in the fiat world, but in the crypto world, in the digital world, all of a sudden they have our interests. Is that what we're going to tell our grandchildren? Oh, we couldn't trust our own. You know, there were no whites that were leading. So that's why we did not follow. That's why we did not believe. Because we were taught that foreign is better. Anything foreign is better. And anything white is best. And so that is why we did not take nothing serious. From Ghana, I see our city deliver us from this weak internet. Problem that prevents us than to enjoy connection. Can you imagine? That's it right there. And so we are saying that we in TACC community, we have an opportunity to create our own by not fighting the existent reality. We do not need to toe the line. There is a way out, but we can only do it in one voice. And it's not difficult. It's very easy. Right now, I have instructed our Global Youth Ambassador to create a small group so that we can start the process of application. He will also be creating groups so that we can get like-minded people. We have persons who are ready to fly into Africa to identify the area because they are very serious. They're ready to apply for their plot. They're ready to build. Our first order is agriculture. We must eat what we produce and produce what we eat, because through our food, they're going to control us.
Exactly. Yes.
Right now, anyone can put anything on the market. All they need to do is to pay the price, and the goods will be here. Afro-Caribbean countries, just give them the right price, and they will turn a blind eye. And so to get rid of us is not difficult. They do it through food because we don't produce anything. So our first order is agriculture. I said that the community of TACC, that diasporan city, will be an example for our leaders to follow. Yes, Ambassador, come in there for your last comment as I close off.
Okay, so I always remind us to be meaningful specific, because everything we see on the planet today was created by human beings, by men, by women, and the people controlling this planet right now are not above us. We have access to the same knowledge they had 20 years ago. We have access to the internet. The people here at my back, I always use Kwame Nkrumah as an example. He gave Ghana independence without the internet. So we must stand in the gap, because if we are here today, it's because people also sacrifice for us. So we must have it in mind that it's either we do it or we perish. There's no two ways about it. Every part of the planet is in chaos. There's no way to run to. Right? We must stay here and build what is ours. And we must be meaningful, specific. I don't. Some of us will say we'll die. Where or the world will come to an end? How will the world come to an end? No such thing. As far as you are alive, in the next 50 years, if you don't die, you will still witness those 50 years. What have you built? What will you have built all these years? Will you just still waste them, or even say, and TACC, just because TACC is taking time, you want to give up or you want to stop? No. We must keep moving. We must keep going. Nobody's coming to save us. We are the ones to save ourselves. So thank you for being here tonight. It's always a pleasure. TACC continues to go up here.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. You know, I mentioned that we will use the fiat system at the beginning because we are in their system. TACC is not being recognized widely as Bitcoin, and it cannot be used on the ground. However, I also mentioned that the first 500,000 people, and it all depends on how progress is made. We will do our calculations to see how we can develop certain amount of lands, put in the necessary infrastructure so that it's become habitable. I've also said that those pioneering members, founding members of the city, will be rewarded with permanent benefits from the city. The city must pay them and their children into infinitum because of their vision. And so a royalty, we call it, a royalty distribution will be given to first adopters. That percentage will be decided because it must be a part of the policy and the governing rules of the city, because there must be governing rules. You must benefit. And so it is very important that we understand what that means. Thank you very much. It's not a joke. Those people that came together in 1840, what is it, 1874 and 75?
Yes, around.
Or 84 and 85. They weren't playing. They were few in numbers, but they were united in their pursuit. Unity, I've always said, does not respect anyone. It does not respect anyone. This system that we're in is a scam.
Complete scam.
But you don't see it. You are supporting scammers. You tell me, if your great-grandparents die poor for trying, your grandparents die poor for trying, your mother die, and those who are alive is still struggling, depending upon a pension to survive, and you yourself cannot find opportunities, then you tell me, what more proof do you want that this system is a scam? It's a scam. But you don't see it that way because you are now party. We are all part and parcel to it. All of us have fallen victim of this scam. But the time has come that those of us who are awakened, because not everybody is awakened, because some of us will never awaken because we're too political. Our politicians cannot do no wrong. None. Some people love politicians, like my grandmother said that she loved Papa Bird. That was our former prime minister, a father of the nation. She loved that man more than her children.
Have mercy.
That's how it is. That's how we take politics seriously, Ambassador. And so it's not easy. And so and that is why today we are suffering, because we love them so much, we don't hold them to accountable. We just accept everything. I have nothing against politicians because I myself form a political party. I'm a leader of a political party. But I know that the policies, they can be better. And so I want to thank the global community of Tiashans, and we must continue to think outside the box as we put these plans in place to move forward with our city. We ask for your support, for your understanding, for your continued challenging us to move to higher heights and new ideas. Those of you who have joined us, we thank you for understanding and for seeing and for recognizing that the time has come for us to create our own money, to create our own economy, to create a path for our children, so that when they come, they will say that we did not drop the baton. They don't have to start over, because as it is now, Ambassador, believe it or not, you are starting over. Exactly. You are starting over the race. America and Canada have taken the baton 50 years ago and they have not dropped it.
And they don't plan on dropping it.
And they're not planning on dropping it. China took up the baton 30 years ago. They couldn't feed themselves, but they took the baton and they have held on to it. They have not dropped it. The only people have dropped the baton, and we dropped it every 10 years. We start over the race again. And when we start from square one. So by the time we think we reach the finishing line, and we look to the spectators in the stadium, the race would have already completed, and everybody would already gone home. So how often and how long do we continue? And so I want to thank the global community of TACC. We have come to an end of today's broadcast. We'll be back